to talk to you guys about my eyeshadow palette. So I've quite a considerable collection stocked up behind me, as you can see. The thing at the moment is lots of colour, and that is not always going to be suitable for everybody. And that is something that I think, you know, when you're in your 20s, fair enough. When you're trying to keep up with all these like Instagram heavy glam eye makeups going on, that's great for you, but it does not work for every woman out there, and it certainly doesn't work for, you know, women working in their 30s who want to have fun with makeup by all means, but you know, you don't have the bloody time to be lashing on 48 different colours on your eyes to get this amazing blend. It's not really practical, and it's not always everybody's definition of beauty either. So sometimes you just want to have a really nice palette that actually accentuates your eyes in a way that is fitting who you are as a person. You don't necessarily want to be somebody who is just following a trend. You just want to look good. So without further ado, I'm going to get started. So the very first palette that I'm going to talk about today is the much hyped Modern Renaissance palette. I'm a little bit of a devil because I keep everything in the packaging, and yeah, I kind of like doing that. So I like keeping the packaging because it tells you absolutely everything you need to know. Like, for example, this product is actually made in China, like a lot of eyeshadows out there. And that's worth noting because you will notice that a lot of brands, particularly if you go into a pharmacy in Ireland, you will find that a lot of, you know, the blank canvas palette, for example, that Pippa O'Connor brought out, pretty sure that's made in China, as is Amy Connolly's, all stuff made in China. And I reckon they all come from the same place. So price points are probably pretty reasonable. You're literally just paying for the brand name. It is a lovely palette. A lovely palette that's described as an essential eyeshadow collection with 14 shades, including neutral and berry tones. And I think that very accurately describes it. Now the packaging is nice and velour, it's nice and soft. And it has, you know, the Anastasia Beverly Hills stamp on the front, as you would expect. It comes with, so you can see my palette's been quite used. It comes with a brush that is not too bad. So it's kind of like stumpy on one end and nice and soft on the other. So yeah, it's a good brush. I don't really use it though, I use my other makeup brushes in fairness. It comes with 14 different shades in total in this palette, so quite a lot. As you can see, I've kind of been sticking to mostly the lighter shades. So on this end of the palette here, this is what I've been delving into a little bit more. So more of your neutrals. I haven't touched Warm Taupe, I haven't touched Cypress Umber, and I haven't really touched Love Letter, or no, I've touched the rest. So there's 4 shades. Oh, and I haven't gone near Real Gar. What the fuck is Real Gar? Like, where did they get that name? Or am I pronouncing it wrong? Is it like Real Gar? Oh, sorry. Anyway, I will say that the nudes and the kind of the taupe colours are absolutely bloody gorgeous on. One thing to note about this palette, and I think a lot of people have noted it, is the kickback in the pan that you get. So if I give you a little example, Vermeer, so I'm just taking a bit on that brush, you can already see the kickback around it. So it's quite a lot. So I'll tap it off, ooh, powdery, and I will just pop it on here so that you can see. Now, I haven't actually touched up my eyeshadow since earlier. I'm wearing the Huda Beauty palette today. I just used a lot of the neutrals, which we'll come on to. This palette, when I bought it, was, I think I got it for £42 on Cult Beauty. And I bought it in advance of my wedding, thinking I would use it, and I didn't. I just found the formulations were a little bit too powdery, and I didn't like that. Do they last on you? Yes, they do. Does the kickback in the pan annoy me? Yes, it fucking does. A lot. But I do think it's very overpriced for what it is, and you can get shades of this caliber very easily by cheaper brands, and they do last just as long. It is a lovely, lovely palette, and if you want to treat yourself to it, by all means go ahead, but I think you can get just as good quality elsewhere for a cheaper price. And because it's made in China, I would bear that in mind, because like I said, a lot of brands do that that are cheaper. So food for thought. So that was what I think of the modern Renaissance palette. The next two are actually palettes, which are the biggest deal ever, and I literally don't even use them, like, ever. Urban Decay Heat I bought in a frenzy in Dublin Airport. I was like, I need this palette, oh my god, I have to have it. Yes, look, I have not touched it. It is immaculate. Immaculate. See, beautiful. Like, the shades are absolutely gorgeous. They are. They're stunning. But I have colours, really, really like them. And also, Urban Decay are not the best quality around at all, by a mile. Let me tell you where Urban Decay is made. Let me just check. Package. See, this is why I keep the packaging, so I can tell you all these things. So this comes with 12 different shades, whereas the Modern Renaissance palette was 14. It also comes with a brush. I'm not too gone on the brushes that they give you. I'm really not. They describe this palette as get lit with 12 all new can't live without amber hued neutrals, including warm browns, burnt oranges and rich siennas, from a super smooth red brown matte and a glimmering copper to a deep shifty bronze. This palette has everything you need to create sultry daytime looks. Sultry? Sultry. Intensely smoky nighttime looks and everything in between. And I fully believe that, I'm sure you do. But like I said, I've just got shed tons of colours like this, and this is why I've not gotten around to using it in the year since that I bought it. Where is it bloody well made? We know it's made in China. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm telling you, everything, oh my god, piss off phone. Everything is made in China, everything. Right. So that is something to bear in mind. Like I said, a lot of, you know, smaller brands are bringing out palettes that are from China as well. And I bet your bottom dollar they're all getting made in the same place as these bigger brands. You know, they're doing their homework, they're finding out where the good quality products are, where they can get their eyeshadows made at a decent price. It all comes down to volume, I think, at the end of the day. So if they're not producing something to a high enough volume, they're probably being charged a lot more. But they're probably taking a hit with the margin because they want to grow their brand. Yeah, just something to bear in mind. So I have actually found Urban Decay eyeshadows, having tried numerous palettes, that they're not great. I don't think they last that long. I think they go quite grainy. They're not that easy to apply, and they kick back loads in the pan. So that's kind of like no, X. That's what they're all things that are an absolute no. The Naked Heat palette was, I think I got it for a little bit cheaper than everywhere else. So it was about €35 in Dublin Airport. Whereas Naked Smoky, when I bought it, was top dollar. I paid, I think, €42 for it. I bought it in Debenhams in Dublin. And again, this is saying that it is made, where is it saying it's made? It's just giving me the ingredients. This one is also 12 shades, as is Naked Heat. And yeah, blah, 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 same usual marketing faff. Dimensional greys, rich browns and deep blacks, and warm bronzes. From mattes to satins to shades with sparkle, it's all here. We even included a detailed lookbook. Ooh, I never actually looked at the lookbook. See, this is why you keep the packaging. Ooh, iconic UD smoky eye. Smoky reality star. Do me a fucking favour. Smoky cat and everyday smoky. Now I might give the everyday smoky a little go. So that's quite clever actually that they've done that. Quite helpful. I tend to prefer to freestyle though, you know. It gives you all the gist about like how to do it. They tell you obviously to buy their primer. They tell you to use lash primer and perversion mascara. So this is basically a really good upsell for Urban Decay to tell people to buy more of their shit. Something to bear in mind. This palette, have I used it? Have I? For toffee. I was gonna swear there. Didn't swear, well done. Comes with a lush, lovely little brush, lovely lush, a lovely brush. Comes with a lovely brush. And it is a beautiful piece of packaging, not gonna lie, it's gorgeous. This one was made in the US. So, I need to start using it because I think this is gonna be slightly better. I know that's really, like, that sounds really bad about everything that's made in China, but I do think that this is going to be slightly better. And I know recently the Anastasia Beverly Hills palette, the Norvina palette, that, as we know, Modern Renaissance made in China, Norvina palette made in the US. So I just suspect that things that are a little bit better and a little bit better received, where the feedback actually really gets heard, tend to be made in the States. So I would watch out for that if I were you. Yeah, I really need to probably do a little bit of a Urban Decay heat versus Urban Decay smoky and actually see what the difference is, because this is probably a better palette. I'm just gonna say that now. Yeah, the colours in it are okay. I've got a lot of colours from MAC that are really, really similar to the smoky palette, and I think, again, I just bought it because I was delirious with hype. And I do feel like I will use these colours eventually. I don't care what anyone says, eyeshadows will last you a decade at least. It's only things that are like cream, things that are open to the air all the time, that are of a creamy consistency, that I think you need to, you know, use them up within a 24-month period. But eyeshadows, oh, they're fine. As long as you keep your brushes clean, your eyeshadows are fine, I promise. Next up is also another palette I haven't opened. Well, I have opened it, I have like swatched it and stuff. It's the Violet Voss Holy Grail palette. So it's infused with jojoba oil, and I did try this when I was away with a colleague, and it was beautiful, absolutely gorgeous. Yeah, okay, so I haven't actually opened it. This is the first time I'm opening it. But I just remember the quality of the eyeshadows, they lasted all day, and I got this on Beauty Bay. I picked it up for, I think it was like 32 in the end. So, bit of a bargain. It's all beautifully, perfectly wrapped. Violet Voss Pro Palette. Where is this actually made? Where does it say? Let me see on the side. Yeah, we know, Salt Lake City. Made in China. Right, well, I have to say I was really, really impressed. It's a lot of beautiful, beautiful shadows, as you can see. Absolutely gorgeous. So, I still got the cover on, sorry. But yeah, like, you've got so many lovely warm shades, so many lovely neutrals, a really nice mix of your pigmented, sparkly shades, and some absolutely gorgeous mattes. So, I'm trying to think what colours I tried. Cool Beans in particular, so that one there, absolutely gorgeous. It's just it's got lovely reflective pigment in it, and it is really, really, really pretty. Yeah, I need to start playing with this one a bit more. I've just been spending a lot of time with Huda lately. So, that was the Violet Voss palette, which I need to start playing with a bit more, because the shades are, now that I've opened it again, it's reminded me of how bloody gorgeous they are. Next up, I just mentioned her, it's Huda. So I have not bought the Rose Gold Remastered palette for obvious reasons, because I got the Rose Gold original palette about a year ago, and I have been using it. The colours are all there. I think this is really handy that you can actually see it all together. I'm actually wearing that now, so if I lean in, this is gonna be real close. I've got on Henna, Bay, and a little bit of Cocoa. So Cocoa is that shade there, Henna is that shade there, and Bay is the bright shade here. So they are the shades that I'm wearing today. And I haven't touched them up at all, and it's now 8 o'clock at night, and I've been wearing them since about, you know, 8 o'clock this morning. So that's a good 12-hour run. And it's a moderately warm day here, so it's good going. I will say about this palette, while I'm impressed with the mattes, I am really, really not impressed with the sparkle shades. The only one that's any good, in my opinion, is Angelic, which is this shade here. That it's just a different, it just seems to be like a different texture compared to all the others. They're beautiful. There is a bit of kickback in the pan, but I have to say the mattes are the standout for me. But I have a lot of mattes already. And I have to say the motivation for me buying this palette was for the more pigmented sparkle shades, and I've been nothing but disappointed with them. So I have heard that her new remastered palette is a better version, but if I'm honest, I would only buy it for the matte shades. There are only 6 shades in it that are, you know, really strongly pigmented sparkle shades, and there are, let me just check, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 shades that are matte. So if you can get your hands on this palette, I would really recommend it for the mattes, because I just think they're really they're really, you know, good wearing products. But was it worth the money? I think it was about 40 euros, 42 euros. Probably not. I wouldn't really recommend it. But yeah, I've also gone and bought, well, no, I haven't bought them, I've had them as presents. So the only one I bought was Gemstone Obsessions, and I got these 2 as presents. And again, I have to say, this I think was when Huda Beauty was like, right, okay, I've had the feedback that the Rose Gold Edition palette isn't amazing, I need to go back and reformulate, and she came out with these little shadows, and they are much improved, absolutely so much more improved. Like, this palette is absolutely gorgeous. It's just stunning. The shades in it are just beautiful, and they swatch really beautifully. They're really true to when you kind of pick them up on your finger, which is what I like. So yeah, that was the Mauve Obsessions, which is gorgeous. Pop that back. Smoky Obsessions. Again, this is kind of like a mini version of the Urban Decay one, and I probably didn't really need to get it, but it was a present, so it's fine. Again, ooh. Oh, I dropped this before, that's why it's gone all, ah shit. But yeah, really, really pretty. Lovely sparkle shades in here that are really, really pigmented, and they're gorgeous, so you can see there. See, like, that's really, really nice. Okay, now I look weird, so I'm going to put a mirror on. But they pick up really nicely on your finger, and I always think that really, really helps. So yeah, that was the smoky one. And then the Gemstone Obsessions. This one I've used quite a lot. The shades are just gorgeous, really, really pretty. Really nicely pigmented. Like, look at that blue. Oh, yes. They're just really creamy, really soft, really buttery. All in all, good job. And these are, I'm eating my words here, they are made in China. So that was everything with Huda. So the last palette that I want to show you guys is one of my favorites, and it is Charlotte Tilbury. So this palette, I have a couple of other Charlotte Tilbury products, but I just thought, or I have a couple of other Charlotte Tilbury eyeshadow palettes. So I've got, what was that one? Is very well worn, as you can see. It's just, again, you can see I gravitate towards warm shades. I think if you're a blue-eyed girl, warm shades are absolutely stunning on you. They make your eyes stand out so much more. And yeah, I just love them. I think they make you just look luminous. This palette I actually wore on my wedding day because, like I said, it brings out the blueness of your eyes, and I really wanted to accentuate that. This has got, oh my god, like my fingers are just, ugh. I'll switch to the other hand. This has got a shade in it that you need to really get your finger into, and when you do, it is just gorgeous. It's not something that works on a brush. You can use the other 3 shades with a brush, that's fine, but this gold shade, you always need to pop it on with, you know, you need to just get your finger in there, and it makes a huge difference. I think it's just, Charlotte even recommends this herself, but I absolutely love these palettes. I think they're about £39 each. I'm not sure what they are in euros because I've only ever bought them when I've been in the UK. But yeah, if I show you, like, It's just so pretty. I love it. Really love this. I think, again, this is a really long wearing eyeshadow, and it's kind of proven the test of time for me. So if I was going to recommend any eyeshadows to buy based on the palettes that I've got, I would recommend getting yourself a Charlotte Tilbury eyeshadow palette. I haven't actually tried her big long palette, but I would hope that it's the same formula. Where is this actually made? It's made in Italy, so you know, beautiful quality, and I've been nothing but impressed with those eyeshadows. As for the bigger palette, if I was to pick a favourite between the Modern Renaissance palette, the Violet Voss, and the Urban Decay palettes and the Huda palette, I would probably say avoid all of them. But if I was going to go for one, I do know that the Violet Voss palette will give you more bang for your buck. Again, it's got loads of shades in it, so how many shades are in here? 20. And I paid like 33 for this. Whereas the other palettes are coming up to the late 30s, 40s, and you're only getting 12 to 14 shades max. So I really think if you're going to get any palette, I would really recommend the Violet Voss palette. I just think in terms of bang for your buck, I know that the eyeshadows last ages on you. I just think that's the way to go. So if you are thinking of buying anything, that would be my recommendation. So this palette here, the Holy Grail, it's called Holy Grail for a reason. This one is probably going to be my go-to in the future. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I've enjoyed talking about it. I actually really enjoyed talking about it. So that was everything to do with my eyeshadow collection, and I hope it helps you guys if you're making a purchase in the future to do so with a little bit of, you know, thought about, you know, not just frittering your money away and going, oh, I need it just for the hell of it. I've fallen into that trap, and I hope not every one of you do in the future. But, you know, fuck it, it's your money. If you want to spend it, go right ahead. You know, you do you, honey. But yeah, thank you for watching, and if you like this video, please, you know, come back to my channel again, like, subscribe. I'd love to have you, and if you've any questions, pop them below.